Hey guys, welcome back to another collage news topic type video. I still don't know what I'm going to call these segments, but um, we're going to be talking about some breaking news in terms of Oscar talk and then get into some other topics that have been going on today. So, hope you guys have been enjoying my other two videos that I just put out. I did a movie review for Uncle Frank, and then I did another news topic video. So here's another news topic video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Um, getting into breaking news, the 2021 Oscars, as we all know, got postponed, I believe, to October. And it looks like that they're, as of right now, with the breaking news, still having a in-person ceremony. So they are looking to do a in-person ceremony. They're not going to do a virtual ceremony as many other award shows have been doing. This is something that I feel is expected from the Oscars in terms of how they put out their information. If you guys know anything about the Academy, they kind of just put out information without really knowing with certainty if this is going to work out. Now, of course, the pandemic makes everything up in the air, but in particular with the Academy, that they've made decisions where they've not been 100% on. For instance, they did the Best Popular Film category thing, which was idiotic and stupid. I'm glad that they didn't move forward with it. But this seems like something that's more or less an Academy thing, more not a pandemic thing, but more or less an Academy thing, where the Academy puts announcements out there, but they're not really full of certainty. So that being said, I don't really buy at the moment that we're going to have an in-person ceremony. I believe it will be a virtual ceremony. I think that they are going to follow suit as the Emmys did and doing a virtual ceremony because it's safer and it makes things a lot more easier to manage instead of just going into that particular area that they do the Oscars show and having to worry about distancing all the nominees and their families. It's a big ordeal, and I think that it's safer for everybody to just be at home and just to do the show there versus just doing the show in that particular arena that they always do it in. So, or opera. I don't know where they do it in particular, um, but uh, but yes, they are looking to do an in-person ceremony this year. I don't buy that it's going to happen, but just because, again, with the Academy's past and making announcements, we don't necessarily know if this is going to be an actual thing, and also with the pandemic, we don't know. Um, but they are looking at uh, the area of which they do the Oscars right now to hope to get ideas started. But I think if I were to bet on it, it'd probably be a virtual ceremony. And it would be, honestly, I think it should be a virtual ceremony because, again, it's safer. And you know, at the end of the day, even though the Academy is, the Oscars are an important show and for the film industry and stuff. I mean, if you end up being nominated and everything, I mean, that's great and that's exciting. But at the same time, it's more your health and your family and all those factors are way more important. And I think that hopefully the Academy recognizes this as well. Versus another project, which we'll talk about later, that did not think about that. Um, but yeah, they are considering it right now. Nothing's certain right now. They say they will, but they're thinking about it. That's what the report really should be saying, that 2021 Oscars are considering an in-person ceremony, not saying for certainty that they are having an in-person ceremony because who knows. But okay, so that was the breaking news. So now let's get into the big topic for today, which is Variety put out an article about hybrid releases that are happening now. So we know of Wonder Woman 1984, it's getting a hybrid release with being theatrical and going to streaming, and a couple of other projects might be following suit now that Wonder Woman is doing that. From a lot of companies, particularly from Warner Brothers, Disney, and Sony, they are looking at a bunch of their own projects and seeing what projects they might do hybrids for. And we have a list of them from the Variety article that was put out. From Warner Brothers, they look to be doing. Now, this is all up in the air right now. We don't know. As of if you read the article, they're considering it right now. They haven't done anything yet with it, but some of them we can kind of take with the bank that they're probably going to do, and others they are more or less 50-50. Um, so Warner Brothers, they have four projects that they're looking at possibly doing. The first one being Tom and Jerry, which I saw the trailer for and I thought was really poor, mediocre. Uh, and I could just tell you that can go straight to streaming. That can go straight to streaming. I think that that's perfect for streaming. So I think that that's a given. I think Tom and Jerry would probably go to streaming. Um, Now, the next one is I don't know how to pronounce this. Judas and the Black Messiah. I think that's how you say it. The Daniel Kaluuya biopic, which by the way I saw the trailer for. He looked pretty damn good in that trailer. So I'm excited to see what he does in that film. And um, again, not sure how to feel about that one going to streaming. I feel like that could be a theatrical run. But again, with the pandemic, you have to do what you have to do. If that's a project that they're considering to put for, and also just to say, these are all projects that are considering going to HBO Max. So they're not looking to put it out to Netflix or anything else. They're all considered going to HBO Max. Um, so yeah, Daniel Kaluuya's Judas and the Black Messiah might be going to HBO Max, as well as The Little Things, starring Denzel Washington. That is also considering. And the big one that everyone's talking about is that Mortal Kombat was considered, but it looks like now, according to the Variety article, that the company is looking to just delay the project and to remain theatrical for now. Um, Again, we don't know. We know that Wonder Woman said the same exact thing not too long ago, and now look, it's going to streaming. So Mortal Kombat might do the same thing. It might do the same exact thing. Who knows? And I mean, I think Mortal Kombat should be a theatrical run. Um, but it's a weird noise outside, but I don't know what that is. Um, but it sounds like a dog. Anyway, um, but yeah, Mortal Kombat I think should come out in theaters. I think it's supposed to come out in January, right? January or March, one of those months. But I think we can say with certainty that Tom and Jerry is going to go to HBO Max. I think that that's a given. Judas and the Black Messiah, I would like to see be a theatrical run. The Little Things starring Denzel Washington, I think, again, Denzel Washington has a little bit of star power. I mean, that would, actually, that could kind of go to streaming, honestly. I love Denzel Washington, but I think that I'm not familiar with that project, but maybe after a trailer, maybe I'll change my mind, but I think that that might be suitable for streaming. Mortal Kombat's the only one that I would say, and also with Judas. Those two, I would say, that should be considered theatrical. Mortal Kombat is already trying to be considered a theatrical run. Judas, I would say, be the same thing. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know what that sound is outside. I apologize. um, I don't know what that is. Strange. Okay, sorry. I just went and checked out what that sound was. I think it was a dog. I want to say it was a dog, but I don't know. Um, okay, so where was I? Okay, so I was talking about Warner Bros. If you hear that sound again, just ignore it. Um, but okay, so we talked about Warner Brothers, and now let's talk about the other two companies, Disney. Disney is looking at two projects, possibly for Disney Plus and Hulu. One of them being a YA musical. Everyone's talking about Jamie. Don't know anything about that project, so I can't really speak on, if that would benefit well on a theatrical run or not. But the one I want to talk about is The King's Man. This is looking to be considered to possibly go to streaming. More than likely, probably Hulu. I don't because Disney Plus has yet to branch to R-rated content yet. And I believe The King's Man will probably be rated R, so this will probably be a Hulu exclusive, which I'm a little surprised by. I think that Kingsman has the legs still to be suitable for a theatrical run, so I'm surprised that they're considering that. But at the same time, I mean, it's a different time. It's not with the crew of Taron Egerton and Colin Firth, so it's with Ralph Fiennes, I think that's his name. So I mean, I get it, but I think that it would benefit from theatrical, but um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. But again, these are all just considering, not anything with certainty yet. So this is all like maybes. And then Disney also has like a slew of other films that they're looking at doing streaming for, like the Tom Hanks Pinocchio movie, the Emma Stone Cruella, I think that's how you say it, and a bunch of other things. But these are two additional ones that they're also considering as well. So and then for Sony, they're looking at their Cinderella remake and Morbius, Jared Leto's Morbius, which I'm not so super surprised that Morbius is being looked at, because let's face it, Morbius probably won't make a lot of money. It probably won't. Even though I would say that the reaction to the trailer was fair, I would say it was fair. Um, I just don't think that I just don't think people are going to show up for it. Even if we lived in a pre-pandemic era and Morbius was coming out, I just don't think that the movie has a lot of legs. So now that we live in a different time where streaming is viable, at least with with uh, with certain projects, I think that Morbius is an option on the table for streaming. I think it is. Um, and my question is, where's Sony going to release this? Like, who is going to get this project? Netflix? No. Um, who knows? Who knows? Unless they have their own streaming service that I'm not familiar with, Sony Pictures, but um, because Warner Bros. Has HBO, Disney has Disney Plus and Hulu and all that other stuff, um, but Sony Pictures, I'm not sure if they have their own streaming service. If they do, let me know because perhaps maybe they're maybe considering their own streaming service, or they might be considering, um, you know, buying, having someone rent out the license for their own streaming service. Who knows? But so yeah, a bunch of companies right now are looking at doing new hybrid releases, and it will be very, very interesting. I think that majority of the ones I talked about have the capability to go to streaming. There are some outliers though, like Judas and the Black Machete and Mortal Kombat, obviously. I do believe should end up as a theatrical run because I think they have the capabilities to get people back into the theater, versus something like The King's Man, which even though the name is recognizable, I don't think that the identity of what it has with the new cast and all the stuff will actually bring people into the film. And I would say the same thing for Cinderella and Morbius. I just don't think that they have those legs, um, as much as other people may think. Um, so yeah, a bunch of new hybrid releases. This is not anything new. I mean, we've known since Wonder Woman all the way back to Mulan. We knew that they were going to do more of these streaming exclusives or new hybrid releases sooner than later. We're just hearing now more options are coming out. And the options they have, I think, are viable options, at least to most of them. Some of them I don't know about, but most of them are ones that are capable for streaming. So, and speaking of streaming, particularly of HBO Max, let's get to our second topic for today, and that would be Wonder Woman 1984. It's going to be on the highest resolution. It will have the highest resolution on HBO Max. It'll be presented in 4K Ultra HD, HDR10, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos, and it'll be the first film, this is kind of interesting. It'll be the first film with this quality on HBO Max, which caught me off guard. I was thinking, like, don't they have 4K already on certain films? First film. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming that their HBO series that they have released. Like, I think The Undoing is one of the new ones that they have just put out. I'm pretty sure that's on 4K. But for some reason or other, I guess all the other films that they've had up there were 1080p. So now they're going to have a 4K resolution for the very first time for a film on their streaming service, and that film will be Wonder Woman 1984. Also, it was just revealed today the runtime of Wonder Woman 1984, and it'll be 2.5 hours. Not surprising. I think that makes perfect sense. This is all great. This is all great. I'm happy to hear that they're going to give the highest resolution to Wonder Woman 1984. It's going to entice more viewers to watch the film in the best quality possible. Not like Mulan, who they're learning their mistakes from Mulan. Because Mulan was 1080p on Disney Plus, and if you go to anywhere else, it was on 4K with documentaries, with behind the scenes, with all this other stuff. and for a cheaper price. So it was, they're all doing good stuff here right now. Wonder Woman 1984. I still believe though that their plan is going to bite them in the ass in how they're releasing the film, but um, I am happy to see that they are committed to it and that they are trying to put as much effort into it as possible. And bringing the highest resolution to their film is a great start. So, um, so hopefully we'll hear other things like maybe some bonus features and some documentaries and behind the scenes stuff, just to entice viewers more and more to see the film. But or like a Q&A type thing, like add some like little gifts with this to keep your viewers enticed and interested to watch the film on streaming. So, and then I guess what I have learned from the article, from the Variety article, which I could talk about here with Wonder Woman, is that I don't know if other people have talked about it. I just learned it myself, um, which is that Wonder Woman 1984, after the 1 month free thing that they're doing with HBO Max, apparently it's just going right to theaters. So there won't be a premium price on it at all. Well, if you consider if you're going to go to the theater, then you're going to pay a premium price. Um, but um, but in terms of the streaming uh, run that it will have, it will only be on HBO Max for a month, and then it's done, and it's going directly back to a theatrical run. Um, which again, I don't like the idea. I just don't. I think that if you're gonna do like the best idea for me, at least best idea in my brain is do the first month free as you're doing, and then in the second month premium price rate on HBO Max, $15, pay up front, and I think that that's a better a proposition than just going back to theatrical, because nobody's going to go to the theatrical experience for Wonder Woman 1984 because of the pandemic. And we're at all-time high right now. Nobody's going to go to the theater, so your viable option is going to be streaming. So after a month, you don't want to remove that option. You still want to have that option available. So instead of just pulling it out of streaming, I would say just add a premium on it. Yeah, you're probably going to get a lot of blowback for it, but I think adding a premium price actually makes a little bit more sense, but and a reasonable premium price. But like maybe $15 is too high, maybe like $10 even, but make it appealing enough for a viewer to say, you know what, I'm willing to pay the money to watch Wonder Woman 1984 because I have the 4K, I get the bonus features, I get the documentaries. You get, make appeal to your viewer as much as possible so that when you put up that premium price, they will actually be willing to pay the price. And a reasonable price as well. Don't do $30. Do like $10, $15. I think that that's fair. Um, so yeah, I don't think about. I just think that it's not a smart play to remove your streaming option when we're already facing a pandemic right now, which is at an all-time high. I don't think that that's a great option, but maybe it'll work. Who knows? Speaking of the pandemic, though, let's talk about something that was really stupid, which is this remake that's happening right now called He's All That, which is a remake to She's All That. They are currently filming right now in Los Angeles, and it looks like they temporarily shut down a LA COVID-19 testing site. So people were supposed to get tested on Tuesday, which was yesterday, and it looked to be over 500 people. And at the time, reports were going out, I believe Sunday or Monday, stating that it was going to be shut down for that day. Well, apparently they got their test done on Tuesday. All the other testing sites were also available, so they didn't just shut down the entire testing sites around the area. They just shut down this one particular testing site for the moment, and then they reopened it for people to come in and get their test done. And Now I've heard a lot of people come to the defense about this idea, or the situation that happened, saying like, well, they might have booked it ahead of time, or maybe there was some conversations that didn't go there, that didn't communicate well. I disagree fully. I think that this was a stupid idea from the get-go. There are emails and conversations that you have beforehand. You're telling me that no one did location scouting before, with the new restrictions taking place, that they did not look to scout the area. They didn't hire anybody to look out and say, hey, there's a testing center there. We should probably not film in this area, because we would have to remove said place for a minute, and and I don't buy it. I don't buy the whole they booked it ahead of time. Maybe that bullshit. The people would have informed these studios if they knew ahead of time that they had a time and date to film there, and they would have emailed them privately and said, listen, you cannot film here because we have a testing center going on, and we would like it if you may film elsewhere, or if we can work in a different date and have you scheduled out then, instead of just coming in. So all around stupid. All around it was a stupid idea, um, and I'm glad that people were getting their tests done, because that's more important right now. We can do a movie whenever we can, but let's make sure that everyone's getting tested, make sure everyone's getting protected and getting their results back as soon as possible, as well as a vaccine, hopefully. But yeah, this was a stupid idea, and it was a stupid thing to do, and hopefully that hopefully this is a lesson to anybody else who's looking to film around testing sites. Don't do it. Move on. Film a different area. If you have to, go film in a studio. Adopt the Mandalorian's technology idea. Maybe you can just use the sound stages. There's many ways to get your shots. It does not always have to be on location. It could be in a studio. So use all the ideas at your disposal. Don't sacrifice something so important as a COVID-19 testing site just for you, so you could film your movie. So yeah, that was very, very stupid, and but I'm glad that everyone got their test done. So that's what's most important. So, but other than that, we have one last thing to discuss, which is a teaser dropped. I don't know why this just dropped. This was very early in the game to release a trailer, but Clifford the Big Red Dog got a little teaser. I don't know if they're getting a full trailer soon. It showed off, excuse me, it showed off Clifford's design, and it's basically a golden retriever. I think a golden retriever. I think it is. I don't know. That's red. Now it's a CGI design, so it's not like a dog, like an actual dog where they just muted the colors. It's an actual CGI, character, and apparently it's going to talk. I saw the casting list; they do have a voice for the Clifford. So I mean, I remember hearing about this movie a while ago. I was like, how are they going to do this? And it looks cute. I mean, the design looks cute. I can't help but think, though, that this is going to be, I don't know, like, I don't have a lot of hope for this. Maybe it'll be something like Sonic. Maybe it'll be something that's fun, sweet, maybe. But I don't know. The director is also not that promising as well. The director's Walt Beckert. If I look up his credits real quick, he did something that I was like, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, he did Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Trip. If anybody wants to know this man's credits, they also did Old Dogs. He also did he was a producer on Zookeeper. So with that, and the cast is fair as well. I don't know. All the signs are not pointing to something, great, but maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe this will actually be something rather charming and sweet. But all the signs are pointing to something that's probably not going to be that. So, but who knows? I mean, again, I think the design looks cute, but other than that, I could just pass up on this. Maybe talk about a streaming offer. This could definitely be something for streaming. This could definitely be something for streaming. You don't have to wait till, what is it, the release date? November 5th, 2021. Yeah, you could put that out on streaming. This is definitely streamer stuff that you could put up. This is something that a streamer would take. Um, Either Netflix can take this, or I don't know, but I don't think that's gonna be a theatrical run type deal if we are still in the pandemic come late 2021. Yeah, this should be a streaming thing. So, but and I believe this is Paramount Pictures that's doing this. Who's behind Clifford the Big Red Dog? And they've been selling their shit left and right. Paramount Pictures, all their all their licenses. They sold off a Michael B. Jordan video game movie, uh, something I forgot, and a bunch of other properties. So surprised that Clifford's not in the mix somewhere. But um, again, looks cute, but I'm not really that interested. So, but yep, that's pretty much it for this another news topics thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm looking to hopefully do a review on Mank, hopefully on the 4th. So be sure to check out that when it hits. And be sure to check out my other movie review, Uncle Frank, and the other news topic video. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave me your comments on what you guys think about all these topics and what your guys' thoughts about uh, just all the hybrids that are happening right now in streaming and for theatrical runs. Just let me know about all the thoughts that you have about each of these topics, and that's pretty much it for this video, and I will catch you guys on the next news topics video, or whatever video that may be, very soon. Be safe, be strong. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.